What's up guys, HenryHD here, and welcome back to another video. Another reaction video. Another Shane Dawson reaction video. On the eve of my 21st birthday. Hooray! Yeah, big 21 tomorrow guys. Not looking forward to it. So if you guys will, if you want to leave me all little birthday messages down below which will help me cheer me up, more than welcome to. Thank you. Because I got no one else. I'm kidding. I have family and friends. So yeah, it's been a little while, guys. Again, didn't have anything to record. Well, I did. I just didn't. The video just wasn't very good, so I erased from existence. Got the microphone back as well, and my hair's now parted to the other side. Hooray! Oh no, that's that side. Look, change has gone on. Got this thick jacket. Nothing too special. Still in the same room, and this might be the last time we'll be in this room, since we may be getting someone else in here. As I talked about in the last video about getting another roomie. So, yeah. So today I'm going to be reacting to Shane Dawson's new video, The Demon in My House, which is uploaded on his main channel, the Shane channel, which has been the first time he's uploaded there since the Jeffree Star makeup palette. So finally, a video on this channel. Yeah, he didn't leave it behind like he did with Shane Dawson TV. But yeah, without further ado, let's get into it, shall we? Fuck. Let's go. May 23rd, 2020. Diet root beer.
I know what you're thinking.
Or Diet Coke.
Wondering, Shane, why is this a regular A&W root beer and not a diet A&W root beer? Well, hello, Gino. As you know, I've been trying to stay out of the grocery stores because I want a social distance. Also, I just don't have the willpower.
Also, you never go to the grocery store because you don't want to go. But okay.
That's true. So, I call a Postmate, and I've been having really bad luck with Postmates. I still tip them a lot of money because they're doing the Lord's work right now. But they never bring the diet. They always bring the regular. I have pounds and pounds and pounds of regular root beer.
And then guess who has to go clean it from outside? He leaves the regular ones just in piles outside. Like he's never gonna pick them up.
I'm leaving it for the neighbors. You know, we can't expose our neighbor, but our neighbor has a sugar addiction. His mother doesn't let him have it, so I let him come over here and sneak in my root beers. Listen, then, one day they brought the diet.
Good doing.
Oh, thank God! Oh, I can live again! Oh. And I opened up the box. It's regular.
What? No, that is.
They're fucking with me!
That is actually crazy.
That wasn't invented.
That's like actually like crazy.
I know.
I mean, how is somebody at the A&W factory even doing that? That's like impossible. I feel like that's impossible.
That, some would say, is a root beer conspiracy. So, you know what? No, this
Good
is
angle
my
shot.
official, this is my exposed video of A&W. So get ready. Have a seat. Okay. You know, I'm so rude. Hold on. How was your quarantine?
It was fine. I had tonsillitis 3 times, and then the third time
Shit.
it turned into a paratonsillar abscess or something, which means your tonsil fills up with pus until it closes your mouth shut.
Just get it removed.
Yeah, you know, that's what everybody's been telling me, but then the specialist goes, it's not that easy.
That's me with my weight loss journey.
Should I put this on? Do you want to put this on?
Here's the thing. They can't tell. I'm gonna take this. This was supposed to be a joke. It's my Versace robe I can't wear. It's a triple X. It doesn't fit.
Looks good.
You're using my password for TikTok? Shane didn't get one.
Sorry, I was so excited about TikTok, and now every time I go to it, I get really depressed.
Wait, what happens on TikTok when you go on TikTok?
People hate me on TikTok.
What?
Why is
It's
your
like-
hair straight?
Well, I thought if I straightened it, it would help because it was so huge, but now I literally just look like Ellen, and everybody hates Ellen right now, so I don't need the comparison.
True. A lot of stuff going on about Helen.
Before before we get into
Ellen.
this, I
Ellen.
told you, you never have to come back to my house again.
I noticed why his hair was straight as well.
That said, I'm around dog film videos. So don't put this on me.
No, I'm not putting anything on you. I'm curious what your current state is. Are you okay?
I have the antibodies. I was told by the lab that they can't technically tell me that I'm immune.
Yeah, but you don't have it right now. Like, I mean, I guess I don't
think
understand.
so, but nobody knows. We could all be having it right now.
It's all very confusing. Yeah, everything's crazy right now. I mean, there's a guy on my block with a sign that says $5 masks, and it's just like straight out of a bad like apocalyptic movie.
There is a mask that people can press a button and it opens for you to eat, and then it closes when you're done.
That is everything. Wow.
What do I do? What to do?
With your hair.
I made a checklist.
Did you try the gloss and slick back?
I would never get that.
You grew out a beard and then slicked back your hair kind of at like a 45-degree angle. That would be cool.
Are you like that mean girl who's like, you should eat these protein bars, there's extra calories?
Oh my god.
You're really fat.
No, I'm
Is that
not.
cute? I'm kidding, I know you mean well. Anyways.
Yikes.
Every comment. This is my segue.
Yeah.
Thinking.
What else are you
Shane,
doing?
what are you doing with that knife?
Is that a real knife?
Yeah. It's actually really, really sharp.
Wait, do you
and
have a
dangerous. Don't use it.
do you have a piece of fruit around here? I know, I saw it.
Do you have a 2-month-old Crunchwrap Supreme in the fridge?
I did just for the sake of seeing how sharp the knife was.
No, I want to do the thing where I throw it up and do this.
Oh, shit.
Yeah.
No!
What?
Not my lemon.
We have a lemon tree.
Yeah, and it worked very hard to grow that.
Rylan started a garden.
Yes, I did.
I got scared this was going to turn into a garden tour, so I was just...
Oh, you want to see my garden?
I saw it in my head. I was imagining
Oh
me
my god,
spinning.
it's so crazy. Like, I saw it blooming, and then I saw the tomatoes. So I think we're good. I'm kidding. You know I love you, right? I feel like I'm mean to you in these
I don't want. Yeah, everyone does think that you're rude to me because when you get into the rhythm of this, you get angry,
I know.
and then they think our whole relationship is this.
Which, in reality, if we're gonna fucking go there,
Yeah,
you are so mean to me on a daily basis.
I've never been mean to Shane in my life, but in real life, I am.
Bullshit!
Kind of.
I'm good.
I'm mean when I need to be.
You were trying to tell me you don't think you're mean to me when every night you go over to me, pretend like you're gonna give me a hug, and then you fucking bite my arm so hard that I break skin and bleed.
Never broken skin, but I do bite.
No, okay, I do love him. And I love you. And I love you. And I love you. I just want you to know, we haven't filmed in some months, so I'm just feeling it. I'm just excited. We're back.
Is there a point to this?
Yes, that knife is from the movie Scream. I'm gonna transition.
Okay, yeah, all right.
Don't.
Oh.
Into my next story, which is about a horror movie. But before that, let me go back to my checklist. Okay.
Wow.
Oh my god, perfect timing. Our wedding.
Oh. Yeah.
We're not having one.
Ever?
Dreams
Wow.
come true.
No, I just brought it up because people were asking me on Twitter, why haven't you guys got married yet? Well, because...
Sound like my friends, Jesus. Everyone always asks me, I'm like, ugh, it's gonna happen.
I don't like weddings, so my problem is I want to marry you, but I don't like weddings, and I'm not doing Zoom.
I can't think of something more depressing. I mean, more power to everyone that did it. I can't even Zoom meetings.
Wait, is that a thing? People are getting married over Zoom?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why have I
People are
not-
getting divorced over Zoom?
Oh my god.
Oh my god, are you in Zoom court sessions?
Shit.
How iconic to plead guilty from home.
Anyways, yeah, we're married, not doing
Fuck. That would be sad. That would be fucking sad.
TikTok. I already talked about that.
TikTok.
I was gonna talk about my issues with TikTok. A lot of people are wondering, Shane, why aren't you TikToking anymore? You were on a roll there, and my answer is, everybody on TikTok is questioning my hygiene,
Really?
my net worth, my self-worth.
We've been getting in the pool more than ever. That's cleanliness.
Okay, we found a rat yesterday in the pool, floating dead, and we still got in the pool. I don't know how cleanly we are. I cried. I get so sad when animals
that is
die.
not
Oh my
right.
God, and Honey is always killing them, and I'm always crying.
Okay.
Aw,
I was walking
Honey.
today And I look over and there's a bird in Honey's mouth. It was already dead. She was snapped.
Snack.
I knew exactly what he was doing. I had to do it.
You know what? Go in the other room and learn a TikTok dance, and then come back to us when you're done.
So that's why
Fuck.
I can't get behind TikTok, because you spend 3 hours learning a dance, and then it's like, for what?
To do it every single day, just like the
Yeah.
other girls. Now, first of all, I love Charlie.
Jade Elson. Dang it, I knew that one too. Okay.
Charlie, I've spoken to, we've talked with DM.
You've talked
Oh,
about
To her and
Charlie?
apologized. People thought I was shading her in one of Ryland's videos, and I don't think I was. I was talking about a girl I saw on a beach dancing to a song that said, "I got 2 dicks."
Is that the girl you liked 10 years ago?
It doesn't matter. It's still wildly inappropriate, some of the dances, no matter who it is. I'm not dragging Charlie or anyone specifically.
It is pretty
That's an old phone.
It's pretty crazy, but Charlie's queen.
Good old iPhones.
Anyways, okay, go on. We're gonna go up to my office and talk to the demon. DM Charlie turned up.
She doesn't like me. I followed all of them, and I didn't get a follow back.
Oh, I'm sorry, 15-year-old isn't like a 30-year-old. She likes me.
How old? 32?
Her new face? Yes.
Khloe showed off a dramatic new look on Instagram over the weekend, sparking a debate.
Wait, what?
She got a new
Hold on.
face at the beginning of quarantine.
The hell?
And I can't even get diarrhea here.
Doorbell recess immediately.
God. Oh fuck.
Okay. This will be
The Shadow Man.
Yeah, okay. Well,
Okay. So. There's a demon in my house.
makes sense.
Before we get into the demon, so I'm aware that we haven't posted on the main channel in a long time. We've had a lot of ideas that have fallen through. We have things that we've been working on that don't seem appropriate to put out, and we have things we want to do that just aren't happening right now. So during quarantine, I kind of got hit with this new inspiration of something that I wanted to do my whole life, which is making a horror movie. So I came up with the idea of spending the next few months writing it, and next year, or whenever we can, going full steam ahead on making it, filming the whole process, how fun it's going to be, how hard it's going to be, but also just like, I don't know, I want something to look back on too, because making a horror movie has been my life's dream. It's what I've always wanted to do. I have my Scream DVD set staring at me that I got on Christmas back in 2001. I have my Scream pillow behind me, giving me inspiration. I have my butcher knife. It's downstairs. No, it is the thing I wanted to do my whole life, and it's
All too shiny.
I get so upset at myself for not trying, and I think I'm just too afraid to really because I'm so passionate about horror movies. If I were to make a bad one, or if I were to make one that I wasn't super proud of, A, I wouldn't put it out. B, it's just so much pressure because it's my whole world, and I don't talk about it that much in videos. But horror movies are my whole life. They're my whole world. It's all I think about, which sounds weird, but it is. And finally working on writing one has just been like a dream come true, and it's been like really, really scary and fun. But also, it has opened up some doors. So this isn't a joke. So I'm going to try to explain this without making jokes because it is actually scary, and I was talking to my therapist about it because that's what scary is. So a few months ago, I started noticing things in the house. Oh, you were here one time when things were really going crazy in the other room. It's like a weird closet in my office up here that literally we hear noises coming out of it. It's really scary. So that was happening. And then one night, it was like midnight, and I'm sitting on the couch, and I see this dark figure walk up the staircase to my office. And I turn my head, and there's nothing there. So I was like, okay, maybe it was a trick of my eye. Maybe the way the light was hitting from the TV to the what? I don't know. I was trying to make excuses for it. Quick thought person turn. I was like, what the fuck? I literally just saw a shadow walk up the stairs. And he was like, oh, it's probably a demon, like, probably a ghost, because that happens everywhere we move. But this time was different. 'Cause
I love
I've
you,
never
Shane.
seen something. I've heard things and I've felt things, but I've never seen like a shadow man. Ooh, that's so scary. Just saying that.
I will say, yeah, your last house was crazy too. Like,
Yeah.
but I never saw anything either. So I don't know if it's just like elevating or something. I don't know.
Yeah, and probably
I miss that house.
later, Trish was here, and she was on my couch, and she was sitting where I usually sit. So I was sitting across from her, and Rylan was there too. And out of nowhere, it's around midnight, and she just goes, and I said, what? And she goes, nothing. And I said, what? What did you see? And she goes, it was weird. I saw like this, like a shadow or something go up the stairs. And me and Rylan grabbed my arm, and I was just like, oh my God. Because it's one thing for me to see things, because I can just be like, I'm crazy. But it's another thing for another person to see something. And also Trish isn't one of those people that like, I mean, maybe in her videos or whatever, I don't know. But in real life, like, she's not one of those people that would lie about something like that. Or just be like, oh my God, I think it's a demon. Like, no, she was shook and it was real. So it was really scary, and I was like, okay, interesting. So then I started hearing more and more noises. And then when I started writing this horror movie, I started writing about a demonic entity, kind of a shadowed figure that is following the character for his whole life. And as I'm writing it, I would be up every night till like 6 a.m. and I'd start hearing, like, the more I'd write about the figure and the things it was doing, I was actually getting scared. And it's really hard to scare me, because like I love horror movies, but I don't get scared very often. I was getting really scared as I was up here alone, hearing all these noises in my house that I usually hear anyways, but it was like louder than usual. It felt like whatever this thing is has been getting more like, hear me, you know what I mean? It's been weird. So I had probably been writing for about a week, and I'm in the gym, and I've been FaceTiming my trainer every day to do workouts. And she's not like a ghosty person at all. She's very, I mean, you guys know you've seen her. She's very like, you know, strong, not scared of anything.
So a few weeks ago, Shane and I were training virtually due to COVID, and the camera gets set up on a tripod so that he can easily pivot it through the room so that I can see him.
And she was on the phone. I was lifting weights over my head, which is scary to do alone. And then my headphones went and went crazy. And I luckily had just finished a rep, so I threw them off my head. You know, if I would have had this when that happened, I would have,
Final Destination.
literally, I would have crushed my head. So that was really scary. So I threw them off and went
Shit.
to headphones again. And then a minute later, I turn around.
And I remember specifically he was resting and he was sitting kind of right in front of me. And we weren't really talking, and all of a sudden I noticed that the camera went kind of like that. It almost seemed like it was like your eye dilating. And then a few seconds later, there was this black figure that kind of shot by rather quickly across the camera. And
my trainer goes, who's that? And I like froze, and I was like, what? And this is broad daylight. And she goes, like shadow figure thing just walked right past you, right past the camera.
I was like, hey, you know, it just happened. The camera just, you know, adjusted, and there was this black figure or whatever just went by the camera. And he was looking down, and he just looked up, and he was like...
And I was like, are you okay? Are you sure it wasn't just a delay or like some weird FaceTime thing? And she was like, no, it was literally a person, but it was like a shadow. It was really weird. It was literally like a shadow walking past. And I was like, oh my God, well, I have been writing about this thing, and this happened, and this happened. I saw this thing go up my stairs, and this, and that. And she was just like, that is the craziest thing I've ever seen in my life. And I was like, oh my God.
Glad I said something if I wasn't going to, but I personally think it's fascinating.
But yeah, that happened. It was really scary. I came inside and I told Rylan, and I was like shaking. I was like, oh, should I not be writing this horror movie? Like, it was like one of those real moments where I'm, should I not be doing this? Am I opening up weird things? Like, because I'm getting into things that I have never really delved into. And he was just like, I mean, did you feel afraid? And I was like, well, yeah, but also maybe it was there to help me, because if that noise in my headphone was the demon, or whatever, the ghost,
The Casper the Friendly Ghost.
yeah, it was just if he wanted to kill me, wouldn't he have had that noise happen when I had it right over my head? But it waited the whole time.
Yeah, I hate to say it though, that sounds like a warning.
It really does. He's helping. So mom texts me like a week later, and she goes, "Sweetie, something really strange is happening. So I had this feeling last night to go to the garage." And she's like, "I feel like it was your grandma trying to tell me something." My grandma's gone, and me and her both had weird moments where it felt like my grandma was trying to tell us stuff.
Like Queen Mary, yeah. Remember you brought that up, yeah.
So she goes, and I was writing about a grandma character that whole week, like for the movie. So she goes, "So it was like your grandma was telling me to go to the garage, so I did."
I felt such a strong presence of her being with me, and she's telling me she wants you to see a particular picture that I have in storage here.
And as I was walking to the garage, I remember that when your grandma was dying, like for a week leading up to it, she kept seeing this little redhead girl in her hospital room. And it was sitting at the end of her bed on her knees, just like looking at my grandma.
As I thought about that little girl that had kept appearing to her more and more and more, and then that final vision that night.
And she kept saying, like, "There's the girl, she's back, the little girl's back again, I wonder what her name is." Like, really weird. And, you know, everybody at the hospital is like, "Oh, this happens sometimes if somebody's passing, you know, maybe their brain, whatever." But it was really real. And I was there one time when it happened, and my grandma was dead set. She's like, "She's back, she wants to talk to you, she's back, she's here, say hi." And I was just like, "Hi, little girl." It was very sad and strange. Anyways, my mom goes to the garage, and she's like, and when I get to the inside the garage, she leads me to this painting that was flipped over toward the wall. And it's a painting that always scared me. And it's something that was in your grandma's house forever. And it's this. So this is a picture of it, but this is what the painting is. It's this little redhead girl on her knees.
I literally just got chills. I'm not even kidding.
Yeah.
I never get
It's
chills.
crazy, right? So this is where it gets really scary. I'm like actually getting scared because this is where it gets scary.
I literally got goosebumps. I'm not even kidding.
So this painting had been hanging in my grandma's house forever.
This picture hung above her and Daddy's bed my whole life.
And this is the little girl that my grandma saw. So you might be thinking, okay, well maybe it's a hallucination because of painting and whatever. So then there's a box of like my old stuff next to the painting. And my mom is like, "Oh honey, like I know you like to look at old stuff," because I do. So she started like taking pictures of stuff and sending it to me. And then she goes, "Oh my God. This was something that I colored when I was a kid, and for some reason I like put it on construction paper to keep it safe," which is weird.
Fuck.
I mean, what?
Whoa.
And like my name signed at the bottom, like, oh God.
And the bow in the head?
Like, that's not a coincidence, right? Like I know I'm crazy.
Dude, the angle and everything, and like the
Everything
proportions,
about
the
it.
scale.
And she's holding a Bible, and she looks scared, and there's like a candle next to her. And
The bow in her hair. Are you
the
kidding
bow in
me?
Her hair, the hair coloring. I mean,
Dude, that is actually insane. I'm not even just saying that.
so when she sent me that, and she was like freaking out, and I instantly got this crazy feeling like all over me, just this weird like kind of like things were piecing together, like things were starting to make sense. There's a lot of things about my family that I've never really talked about, but the whole like ghosty thing has been in my family forever. Since every relative I've ever known has had ghost stories, and it's always ghosts coming to tell them things, and it's very like, I don't know, it sounds crazy, but it's just been part
Is
of
that
it.
its grandma?
And when this happened, mixed with a shadow person, and also the fact that in what I'm writing is a little girl who dies, and it's like an obsession with the family, and that was before I saw these. So like, too many things connecting and getting too scary.
I just never quite understood. For a long time when I was little, I was like, is it me? I didn't understand. For some reason, she wants you to see it.
So this is where it gets like a little questionable. I was up all night again writing, probably 2 weeks after this, and I was writing about character's relationship with his dad. When you're a kid, you think certain things, and you kind of demonize people, and then you grow up and you kind of see from a different angle, a different perspective.
It's all Jervis
I was kind of
life.
writing about that. So then I go to bed. It's 7 a.m. I was up really late, but I laid down. And usually when I get to bed really late, Ryland's mad at me. He'll like turn around and be like, "Why were you up so late?" Like, not really mad, but you know. So I lay down, I give him a kiss, I turn over, and I feel a hand on my neck, like squeeze the back of my neck. So I thought it was just Ryland, you know, maybe being like, "Why'd you come to bed so late?" So then I turn around to kiss him again, and he's asleep. And I was just like, that was the first time I felt something. So I woke him up, I was freaking out. It's 7 in the morning, I felt something grab my neck, and I was just like, what the fuck? Am I losing my mind? Am I going crazy? Well, I felt this thing. It wasn't Uno. Uno's on the other side of the room. It wasn't you. Like, what was it? It wasn't my shirt. It was literally a grab. Like a grab on my neck. So it was really scary. He calmed me down, and I was trying to like be like, okay, maybe I made it up in my head, which I don't think I did, but maybe I did, even though I felt it. It was all very crazy, and I was very tired, so I went to bed. The next day, I had a therapy session. I wanted to be honest, so I told her about it. She was like, what were you doing before that? And I was like, well, I was writing a couple scenes for this movie I want to make. And what was it about? And I was like, well, it's about my dad. And she goes, is there a correlation? And it fucking hit me like a ton of bricks. My dad, whenever we'd go out to Costco or Sam's Club or anything, he would put his hand on the back of my neck and grab it, like the whole time we were in the store. Looking back later, I asked him, and he said, oh, I was just, protecting you. But at the time, I felt like he was controlling me type of thing. And she goes, maybe because you were so tired and you were writing about your dad, your subconscious created this visceral memory, this feeling, and like you just kind of felt that thing on the back of your neck, like reminding you of your dad. That could happen if you're really sleep deprived and, whatever. So I'm going to go with that because that's less scary. So yeah, that happened, but I really fucked up over it. Now,
sorry,
Well,
the
face on the
camera's
bed.
not focusing on me, which is odd, but I don't know why I started doing that, but
I mean, a lot of things have been happening with technology too, which they say is like a very ghosty thing, but who knows? That could just be I have old shitty stuff. I don't know.
yeah, well, I mean, this camera never does that, so.
So yeah, I don't know. So I'm kind of just using all of these situations to like fuel my creativity, and really get into it. But it is getting scary. I saw some people tweet, because I tweeted about it, and people were like, oh, you're just trying to hype up your movie. I'm like, first of all, no, because the movie's not going to come out forever, because
Right.
movies take forever, so that's not what it is. But I do want to be honest, and if I'm going to film the whole process of making the movie, I want to talk about this too, when it happens. So next time things like this happen, I'm going to start documenting it. If you're not here, I'm just going to grab the camera and start documenting, because I do think when you start like opening up doors, and you have to be careful. So I don't want to do anything, I don't know. I don't want to invite it in, but I feel like I should be following these things, right? Like the more things like this that pop up, or I should like look into them more, right? Like, what if there is some weird ghost in my house trying to fucking tell me something? I don't know, it was just a very weird, like,
Freaky.
it's just been a very strange process. I don't know, it almost feels like God or the universe or whatever is like wanting me to use these things or write certain things or whatever to deal with things in my past. Everything just feels very like connected in a very scary, weird, cool way. So that's why I want to start documenting it.
Oh my gosh, this is too weird. I stopped and looked down, and it was like you
In
were
61.
staring at me. Oh my God, Shane, that looks just like you.
That's where I am. So if you're wondering why I haven't uploaded, it's because I'm doing that. I promise we're gonna start posting more at some point.
Tell me the phone
Until then,
colour.
that's what.
I called me the phone in colour for the early 60s.
I don't know if it's like because I'm dealing with issues in it, personal issues, and
You didn't look happy enough,
writing
right?
scary stuff too. And I'm also like, I'm just so susceptible and open to ghosts and stuff. So I think whatever I am as a person is just very open to good stuff and darkness. So. Okay, so the reason I'm sweating is because I was just in the gym with my trainer working out over FaceTime, and it just feels like since we filmed that video, things keep happening like more and more and more, and I don't know what that means, but I said I would document it, so let's go talk to her. Okay.
No, I'm just explaining what's happened today.
Yeah, so basically, since I filmed that video, things have been happening around my house even more. First of all, that night, when we were sitting on the couch around midnight, Andrew saw something in the window up against the curtains, which isn't possible because There's glass, so that wouldn't happen. Okay, what did you just see?
It just sounds like I'm like indulging in the whole thing. I don't know. It just literally looked like somebody was, as if like the window behind the shade was open or something, and somebody kind of like poked their hand so that you could like see it, kind of like an indentation almost, and then it like went up. It was like a very like, I don't know. It was like a fucking. How would you even explain that? I don't even. Does that happen? I don't know. There's not like an air vent behind it, is it?
No. The last time that happened was around the time I saw the shadow up there on the stairs. But it to me, it looked like somebody was behind the window and they pressed their hand up against it and the whole thing shook.
I haven't been thinking about ghost stuff or anything like that. Literally, it like caught my attention, and I kind of like looked over and I saw that it was like a. I don't even know how to explain it.
It was in the same place, right next to the stairs that I've been seeing things go up and down.
That was crazy. Now I'm like a little bit on it. That area, yeah, dude.
Then, later that night when I went to bed, it was probably 4 in the morning, I laid down and there was this loud noise, like, it was just insane, and there's no reason for it. Okay, can you confirm that the night that we filmed,
Get that,
there was
like-
a crazy loud noise in the house that is unexplainable?
Well, yeah, he
Get the voice recorder like Garrett used a couple of years ago on that shit.
like crazy bang, and then he freaks out. Shane's like running in our room, locking all the doors. He was like, well, it was definitely something. I was like, well, our alarm's set, and we have all these like sensors that would tell you if anybody's anywhere even remotely on the property. But in my defense, where I think it might not have been a demon is because our shower door, like when you close it, it like stops on the ledge, and every once in a while it goes and slams.
Well, first of all, it wasn't the shower because the shower was completely closed because I had closed it. And second of all, it was way louder than a shower. That sounded like somebody threw a box of metal downstairs.
Well, do you want to think there's a ghost in our house, or do you want to think we have a shower issue? I'll take the shower issue.
Okay.
All right. So I would successfully say that today was probably the most technical difficulties we've had to date. It's like constantly when the camera's really only when it's on you, does it do this like eye dilation type thing, which it is when you're staying still. It's not really ever when you're in motion. So I don't know what it's trying to like focus on, but it's been happening a lot today. So I don't know what could possibly be different, but
It's so weird. It's almost like the more we talk about it. See, now you're clear again. Every time we start talking about it, the camera.
Hang on, guys. What?
every time we give it attention or whatever, it's like in and out. Oh my god, it's crazy.
This whole workout, I felt like there was something else in this room with me.
And now every time it does that like dilation thing, I like half expect that something's about to happen. That's what it feels like.
When that thing passed in front of the camera, what did it look like?
So when it passed in front of the camera, so it did that dilation thing first, and like a second or two later, it was just like, it was like a whole thing just went zhoosh, like right in front of the camera towards the treadmill. And I remember just thinking like, whoa, that was weird. And I almost didn't say anything because I just didn't think it was going to be relevant, but I did, and I'm glad I did because it seems like it was relevant.
Yikes. Well, we'll see what happens next.
I know. It's nuts.
To be continued. Ooh.
We're gonna go stab some shit.
Oh, wait, like have the knife like dangling, and then I'll get like a shot of it.
Hey, absolutely not! Oh my god!
It didn't do anything.
You promoted how sharp it was.
Doing nothing.
Hey, if you're gonna cut something, go to your gym.
Oh god. Fucking hell, Shane. Anyway, guys, that's there you go. A demon in this house, which if a lot of people saw that, then obviously might mean something's up. So let's check if Audacity saved. Oh, I think it saved it. Yeah. it's gonna stop at a certain point. So if you see that during this video, which you would notice it by now, because it's not nothing. This isn't recording anymore now because of the PC. But I think you guys will know anyway. Alrighty guys, thanks for watching. Remember to leave a like, subscribe, let me know what you thought of the video. Remember the 21st birthday messages. And also, didn't say this before, new desk chair. Without the cushion, so it's pretty uncomfortable for layback like this. Like, I can't, that's why I've been leaning this whole time. And yeah, let me know what else you want me to react to, the videos there is, and I should be sure to get back into it. And yeah, and I'll see you guys for part 2, because I want to see more of this more demon shit. But yeah, alrighty guys, thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys when I'm 21, and in the next video. Laters.